Okay, so we've satisfied the inspections. The buyer has secured a mortgage commitment. What's next? Closing. What happens at the closing? What happens at the closing is the buyers will meet with their attorney to go through any paperwork associated with the transaction. Specifically, that would be the lender package issued from the mortgage company, could be any HOA documentation that needs to be signed as well, and any additional agreements that the parties may have negotiated during the contract. The buyers will typically go to the attorney's office and or to the title company, sign the mortgage package. It's generally a standard mortgage package. Everyone's the same. However, as an attorney, I'll go through it in detail, ensure that the terms are correct, interest rate, etc., loan term, loan amount, and so forth. The buyer will bring a cashier's check for the required amount to the closing. That is obviously used to complete the purchase. All of the money at the closing will go to the title company who will then subsequently disperse to all entities involved with the transaction. It's important to note that the buyer should perform a walkthrough prior to heading to the attorney's office, whether it be the morning of the closing or the night before. This is important because the buyer is able to confirm that no issues have arisen since the time of the inspection and up to the closing date. If issues did arise, the attorney is able to negotiate with seller's attorney to ensure that a resolution is reached, either by means of a credit or by means of an agreement to resolve or address those issues that might now exist. The closing typically takes 45 minutes to an hour. The majority of time is to go through the mortgage paperwork with the buyers. These days, typically sellers do not physically attend the closing. Their attorney may attend, but it's really important that we get the documentation or at least copies thereof ahead of time to ensure that the sellers have completed the deed, affidavit of the title, have obtained the certificate of occupancy and or smoke detector certification, depending on your township, just to ensure that the seller is in a position to close. Once the signing and the money exchanges, that consummates the transaction. Everything is final. Without an agreement otherwise, either party at that point has no rights and or obligations against each other. The buyer now owns the home, their insurance is in place, the seller has been paid, and is free to go about their own business.